んは何をしてるのかですか？ちゃんとお祈りしてるんですよ。みんなに愛が届くように。これで皆さんをもっと守れますね。私の気持ち受け取ってください。諦めないでください。私の愛分けてあげます。どんな困難や試練があっても私たちの思いは折れません。私と一緒に愛のお話しませんか？これが私の本心です。神のいえ、私の愛ですけど、私の愛ちゃんと届きましたか？
Welcome, Protos, to another Galactic News Network live right here in South Korea. We just watched the PB for our newest combatant, Diana. Pink all over the place, love all over the place. If you're a pink lover, she's the one. I'm glad you found her. She's coming out tomorrow. Hello, G Clef. She's Arenio 2.0. You don't know yet. But how are you guys doing? It's been 3 weeks, and especially how was April Fools? Did everyone get to enjoy April Fools? A lot of funny cards, a lot of cute design, a lot of references. It was fun. I had a lot of fun going through lots of different combatants. It's like, that's a really cool design. Loved it, funny, love the cards. I actually saw some comments. They're willing to buy the April Fools, like a card skin pack for like up to like $2.99. I actually told that to the director and he thought that was funny. Oh, by the way, talking about director, part 1, it's only me, but part 2 today. We'll have awesome CCN creators and the director coming right next to me as he did a couple months ago. And he'll be answering some of the questions, something about season 2, about the game, about the upcoming content, and the update that we have right now. So we'll have a lot of question and answers for part 2. But before that, part 1, it's going to be the usual, the new combatant partner and skills, the update and the content. Season 3, not yet. She's not limited. No, Diana is not limited. I can say that for sure. Diana is not limited. Will we be able to auto on Chaos? Maybe not yet. Maybe in the future. But okay, yes, I'm reading chat for sure. April Fools, I hope you had fun as well. So, not just that, we've also released developer notes 1 and 2, laying down some of the groundworks to what's coming next. If you missed those, please go check on Stove, on Dev Notes. There's one with the pre-season, and there's another one with Swordy. Swordy, I think you really want to check that out for sure. If you have not, please go check that out. If you did already, then you know a lot of information we're going to be going through today. But for now, well, part 1. Tonight's Galaxy News Network is all about the passion in this character. Let's go to our first slide. Half anniversary showcase is just around the corner, everyone. I can't believe it's already half a year since CZN was released. April 18th. That's about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, 11 days. Time flies. And from the picture, guys, I think they've already done the showcase. Is it? Oh, maybe. Don't exactly know. But it's going to April 18th is going to be the big day. It's on a usually we're on Tuesday in Korean time and Monday night for some of the Western fans. But this is a Saturday, so we don't know exactly what the time is going to be. So keep your calendars marked for that one. Half anniversary showcase is coming soon. I hope that's going to be giving us all the information. Enemy collab, maybe some collab information as well. I have no idea what's going to be, but that's it. Within 2 weeks, and it's a Saturday, so make sure to mark Saturday. It's not Tuesday, the usual. And let's talk about Diana. The star of this preseason is officially here, Diana and Sophia. Diana is joining the lineup as a passion hunter. It's been a while since Hunter. Last Hunter, I believe, was Serenio. So bringing some high-octane tempo to the battlefield. So those who are looking out to round out the team with fire and water, you can check out the bottom, Lucas and Mika, with increased drop rates for 4 stars. And let's talk about Diana. She's a member of Holy Crusaders, but forget the authority and stiffness you usually associate with the High Priest. Diana is an honorary High Priest, essentially the icon of the Holy Crusaders. She's like an idol for the Order, breaking their rigid image to spread happiness and love. So her voice is brought to life by Jiyeon Im in Korean and Iwami Manaka in Japanese. Now, this is the part where I struggled so much last time. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it 100% down. Let's talk about her mechanism. Wow, lots of words. Listen up. Her mechanism, her core mechanism, is she's a masterpiece of design utilizing the quietus and resonance system. Quietus, when the card is discarded, it activates its effect. Crucially, it remains in the used pile and cannot be moved during that turn. Resonance. Discarding card triggers on an 80% extra attack while consuming 1 resonance stack. Diana is what we call a cycle dealer. Resonance works with the entire team, which means that even if, let's say, Nia discards any cards, that resonance debuff on the monster will trigger. So any discard will trigger the resonance debuff on the monster. Quietus, we'll talk about that later as well. And flutters, it's on the bottom of the screen. It's a stack that gets you extra damage, extra attack damage from Diana. And at the start of the turn, decrease all flutter. This is the count that you will see on top left. So one of the biggest feedback was I was doing too much talking, and then we get to see the video later. But instead, guys, this time we get to see the video first. So let's run the PV for Diana first.
자, 行きますよ。今日も愛の力でいつでも言ってくださいね。愛を広げてあげますから。私の気持ち受け取ってください。あなたのための贈り物です。愛を込めて打ちます。どんなお悩みでもちゃんとお聞きしますよ。これが私の本心です。諦めないでください。私の愛分けてあげます。いつでも行け。これでいいかしら。いつでもどんなお悩みでもちゃんとお聞きしますよ。はあ、行くわ。愛をあなたのための贈り物です。愛を込めて愛の私の気持ち受け取ってください。待機中全てをかけて諦めないでください。私の愛分けてあげます。
裏顔運を試してみよう。
私の気持ち受け取ってください。愛をあなたのための贈り物です。いつでも言ってどんなお悩みでもちゃんとお聞きしますよ。はあ、落ち着いて、集中。愛のせい。はあ、愛の力。これも私の気持ち私の気持ち私の気持ち私の気持ち私の気持ち愛を込めてはあ、愛の力で誰かを大切に思うのも素敵だと思うんです。私も内緒ですよ。
私の気持ち私の気持ち私の気持ち Oh, well, she shoots a lot. Certainly she does. Diana. It's in different language. And then the chat exploded. What's going on? Why is she shooting so much? we'll go over her kit. So her basic strategy, you can read what's on the screen. Most players want to play every card they draw, right? That's why AP is so important. But for Diana, she wants to discard her cards. Or her team can discard her card also. She generates Heart Bullets. 2 of those bullets. Heartbreaker and Heart Shaker. Key cards as well. Through her Quietus effect to deal massive damage without consuming. Think about it, you're discarding all of them, which means you're not technically consuming any AP that's required to use the card. And because the Quietus keyword is so versatile, she will be an incredible core to many future team archetypes. That's how I feel like. So there are cards that can create these Heartbreaker, Heart Shaker, and you will get to use it by discarding them. And I keep on saying discard because Quietus is activated when the card is discarded. Very simple. Right? So with that, let's go check her out in game. In game. Oh, already seeing lots of good ideas with discard on chat. Okay, that's Diana. Oh.
あら、もしかして退屈してましたか？よく来てくれましたね。
Very pretty, I have to say. Yes. Her cards! Destruction Fire. Damage, Protect Me, Heal. With all my heart. This is the card with Quietus. When this card is discarded, activate this card. It creates 2 Heartbreakers. Heartbreakers. Bullet, Haste, Exhaust. When you use it, discard 1 random bullet cards. If this card is discarded, 120% extra attack card. So, in a way, 2 card breaker is being created. So when you have 2, if you're using 1, the other Heartbreaker right next to it will be automatically discarded and activated. So it's a haste card as well, so it doesn't eat up the turns for the monsters. Next, come here, Milk Pong. This one creates shakers. What's Heart Shaker? This is the one with the resonance. 1 resonance, bullet, haste, exhaust. 1 resonance, discard 1 random card from draw pile. If this card is discarded, 2 resonance to the random enemy. You get it? That's resonance. And the card discard 80% extra attack, then decrease the resonance by 1. Pistol of Purification. Very strong card. 120 damage, 2 resonance. If this card is discarded, this one has Quietus. Activate resonance inflicted on the target by this unit 3 more times. So this one certainly will deliver the damage. Blooming Love. Draw 1 Quietus card, discard 2. So she has her own skill card that discards 2, which will activate the Quietus cards. Next but not least, the attack card, 2 cost. And this one surprisingly does a lot of damage. Draw 2 exhaust bullet cards, 300 damage, percent damage, increased damage amount, 30% for each bullet in the card. Remember when I just say bullets, it's not just Diana's bullets. It can include Renoa's bullets, Luca's bullet, or Luke bullet. So any type of bullet is included in this bullet word that you can say. And we went over the card. So right to the epiphanies. Aha! So before you take a screenshot, right here, there's a bit of an error. For the 4th one, it says here, when discarded, right? That cross that out, scratch that out. That should not exist. It is just create 2 Heartbreaker, apply Quietus to all exhaust bullet cards in hand. So I know everyone's gonna be immediately taking screenshots, so I want to get that down for sure. When discarded, cross that out. That doesn't exist. That on the builds, on the patch tomorrow, that will not be there. Okay. So let's go through one by one. 150 damage. Create 3 Heartbreaker. And Heartbreaker seems to be the key. And that does a lot of damage. And developers noted that lots of developers ended up copying this card. So just be aware. And the second one, 150. Create 1 Heartbreaker and draw 2 exhaust bullet cards. Ooh, 150 damage, but change all 1 cost or lower exhaust card into Heartbreaker. This becomes a synergistic powerhouse because usually the other bullets are 1 or 0 cost usually. This is exhaust card in hand, so you can turn all the other combatant bullet into Heartbreaker. Interesting. And the fourth, I mentioned that when discarded should not exist here, so just bear that in mind. Create 2 Heartbreaker, Quietus. Apply Quietus to all exhaust bullet cards in hand. This is the upgrade. Upgrade with 3 cost. At the start of the turn, create 2 Heartbreaker. If 5 or less heart bullets are owned, here owned means that it's either in the deck or in the discard pile. It's just owned in the deck that you have in the character. Create 1 more. So this could be a really good upgrade. Remember, it's a 3 cost, guys, but if it has Quietus, you're technically looking to discard this card, which means that the cost doesn't really matter if you have the perfect discard ability. She's not limited, guys. There's a lot of questions, so I just want to double check. She's not limited. She's a preseason character for season 3. Next card, come here, Milk Pong. Epiphanies. E1 provides incredible team support for the next 3 extra attacks by a different combatant, 1 resonance to the target. So even if if you have another dealer, if you have another sub dealer or main dealer, then they can also apply some resonance. E2, discard up to 2 and create Heart Shaker for each discarded +1. In the third, change 0 cost exhaust card in hand into random heart bullets. This is random, so it could either be breaker or shaker, depending on the randomness. Personally thought this was very fun. Sometimes you get like 3 breaker alone. And it's also 0 cost, so you can just spam it whatever you need it. E4. Some would call that this is the power play. You can create 2 each heart bullet. And guys, heart bullet is either breaker or shaker here. So create 1 of each, which means that you're getting 1 breaker on 1 shaker. 1 resonance to a random enemy for each different bullet in hand. So let's say you're holding 2 Renoa bullets, and then you use this skill. Because you're creating 2 Diana's bullets, you have 4 bullets as soon as you activate this card, which means you will get 4 resonance to a random enemy. Make sense? The 5th, retain. For those of you who love retaining the cards, it could be okay, but retaining card can actually clog up your hand. There will be lots of bullet cards in your hand, so sometimes I had issue because just one. It seems like this is just 1 card, but retains can be a problem sometimes. So that's the Epiphany. Let's go to pistol. Some damage, some resonance. If this card is discarded, activate resonance inflicted on the target by this unit 5 more times, you'll do a lot of burst damage. Remember the PV when Diana kept on shooting the target like so many times? I believe she was using one of the pistol epiphanies. Let's go to the next one. Damage for the next 5 haste attack cards used, which is usually the Heartbreaker, because it's haste attack card, not the skill card. This is perfect for shutting all the defense, doing a lot of damage to the target. Nope. And E3. Now this is the delete button. Activate resonance inflicted on the target by this unit 10 times. So when you have 10 resonance on the target, by using this card alone, it will shoot 10 extra times, taking down the resonance. E4. Extra damage to the bullet. Discarded this turn. E5. This is one of the only somewhat AoE card that she has. When this card is discarded, activate resonance inflicted on all enemies 2 times. So I believe this is the only, if not one of the very few AoE attacks that she has. Now, time to talk about Blooming Love. Personally, I love this skill because this allows her to discard so many cards of her own. And the devs wanted to mention this, wanted Min to mention this. For E1 and 2, it's draw first and then discard. Okay, keep that in mind because when you draw first, you have more options of what to discard. You love this card design? I do too. If the discarded card was a card of the different combatant, create 2 heart bullet. So giving you more options of not just discarding her quietest cards, but you can also discard the other cards. Because sometimes in hand, you might just not have Diana's card as much. So this is that option. Second Epiphany. Again, draw 1 quietest card, and then discard 2. 1 resonance to all enemies for each combined cost of the discarded cards, max 6. So this one will pair up really nicely with the AoE that we had from the pistol. And the third, Blooming Love. This one draws while discarding. So notice how it says discard up to 3 bullets first and then draw. So it works differently. Before, for Epiphany 1 and 2, it's draw first and then discard, which means you can pick from the drawn card, but this one you cannot. Draw a quietest card for each discarded -1. So if you discard 3, you can draw 2 of the quietest card. This one has a very unique chain of interactions. It's hard to explain in words, but if you discard a Heartbreaker or Heartshaker, it would immediately activate some of the cards that are drawn into your card, into your hand. We can talk about that later. E4. Discard all bullet cards in hand, 80% extra attack to random enemy for each discarded. So if you have a lot of bullets in your hand, you can just use this and it will shoot random enemies. Easy to take care, but I think you really want to discard the specifics. So E5, this is unique upgrade. Despite its 3 costs, it has quietest effect, which means that you can trigger its powerful upgrade simply by discarding for a 0 cost. So this was my personal favorite. It's 3 costs, but if you have enough discarding combatant partners or Diana's cards, you don't really have to use that 3 cost. So So that is it for Blooming Love, and the Liberator Feeling is of course the final card, so nothing else. Time for her Ego Skill. Big cost. Create 1 Cupid shot. Create 2 heart bullets. Of the first 2 are heart bullets. This is a Cupid shot. Bullet, Quietus, 120% damage, 60% extra attack to random enemy for each bullet card in hand. For a lot of bullets in hand, this could be deadly. This doesn't look too appetizing. It might not, but it's actually very powerful, and there's a reason why you all know it already. So just to get the collection of card motion restoration. You're on my heart. You've seen it, but let's just go through. My personal favorite's the one before. Pistol. Blooming Love, very shiny, I like it. Oh, it's got feathers flying through. Didn't know that. There were feelings. Now, guys, don't be surprised to see something new in potential, because we're about to. So this one, Epiphany bonus, basic card upgrade, common card upgrade, unique card upgrade. Yo! There's something else, right? I know, I'll just click on it. Boom! Increase the chance of a divine epiphany to appear by 25%! And the best part, Diana's not the only one getting this. Going back to basic card, we have a separate graphics image for that one, but because we have to show potential, I have to talk about this. So, basic card proficiency. This one actually is significant. Think about this. To the basic 1-cost attack card, you will discard 1 random card of this unit. So you might not have to remove all the attack cards. This is crit chance, crit damage, as she's an attacker. Here. Plus 5% damage amount to Diana's Disruption Fire. And if Diana's crit chance is greater than 20%, add an additional 5% to the modifier. And this one, there's an error here. So if Diana's critical chance is greater than 10%, 4%, not additional, extra damage amount. This is in terms of stat damage. 4% extra damage amount. I was told to mention that additional in your build tomorrow, additional will be gone. It will be changed into extra damage amount. For every 5% crit chance above 10%, add an extra additional 1% to the modifier. Those are the potential, but I know everyone's blown away from this one. It requires 4? Oh man, you guys better have been doing your weeklies, right? I'm sure you guys have been doing your weeklies, right? This has like gazillion amounts, but for extra damage, yeah, she does need a lot of crit damage, it turns out. No? Oh, I better do it now? Is it just for her? I will tell you the secret. It's for every single combatant, as far as I know. Time to go for Diana's Ego Manifestation. Manifest! 100% damage amount to Liberated Feeling card. That's the final card. From draw 2, now it's draw 3 exhaust bullet cards, and from 300 damage to 400% damage. That's her E1. E2. So we briefly talked about flutters in the graphics. So this is her passive buff in a way that she can stack up to 20. At the end of the turn, 200% extra attack to the target with the highest max HP. Increase damage amount to the extra attack by 10% for each flutters. Then every single turn at the end, you will do an extra damage depending on the stack of flutters. And depending on the stacks, her last bullet from this E2 was actually quite significant. Oh, where's my mouse? E3. Change the cost of Smile to 4 and creation count of Heart Bullet to 4 cards. So from 5 cost to 4, and then instead of, you still just get 1 Cupid shot, but instead of create 2 Heart Bullet, now it's 4 instead. Eagle 4, plus 30% damage to extra attack, and plus 1% damage for each flutter stack that she has. So maximum of 20% that she can get. E5 is the usual potential upgrade. Time for some E6. Each time an ally discards a card, grant additional 2 flutters, and increase the max stack count flutter by 10, which is 30. And allies inflict 200% extra damage to the random enemy. Now this is allies, okay? If you go back, this it's an extra attack from Diana. So E6 could be deadly. Okay, whew. Those are all of our tactics and E4, E5s. Then we have some recommended formations for Diana. There we go, thank you. That took some time. Male character when? Guys, hold, because we have part 2 with the director. Diana's recommended formation. We talked about Diana, how her cards needs lots of discard function. So my personal favorite was a mix of the first and the second. Diana, Veronica, Nia was really good. Was really fun to play. Lots of cycles, lots of extra damage, and also, yeah, 2 passion with Nia was just perfect. And remember, guys, Nia's ego, it moves all the pile deck cards into the discard file, which activate a lot of cards of Diana. So Nia seems to be one of the biggest one. And who's that on the bottom? Luke? Who? Lucas? Oh yeah. I actually forgot about Lucas because he's holding a flamethrower. Didn't know that he has a bullet. So Lucas can. But honestly, that middle section with Nia, I think anyone can go in. Any combatant will go in. So these are the recommended formations. Let's talk about her partner. Sophia is Diana's partner. As a devoted fan, she loves Diana more than anyone else. She utilizes her special ability, the Milky Way Chorus. You can check out the details on the screen. Now let's talk about her passive. Milky Way Chorus. Of course, it's Hunter passive, fittingly for Diana. Discarding a passion Quietus card of an assigned combatant is discarded, which means Diana. Basically, there's no one else because it has Quietus. Max 4 stacks. When 3 bullets are discarded, the assigned combatant performs 200% to 400% extra attack on the enemy 2 times per turn. So lots of passive damage buff and extra source of damage onto Diana when paired up. Her ego skill. Die-hard fan to the assigned combatant for it's 3, but it's technically, if you go on the bottom, 40% damage amount plus damage amount to extra attacks as the assigned combatant at the end of the turn, decreased die-hard fan for 1. This is basically a 3-turn buff to Diana. It's a 3-turn buff, so it's actually huge. I was almost not believing, and I checked in game. It was 3 turns, not just like a 3 attack. So this could be a really big buff. And on top of that, draw. You can also discard up to 2 cards in hand. So this is all-in-one pack for Diana. A die-hard fan for Diana, it seems like, Sophia. And also on a personal note, this is not on Sophia. If you need more ways to discard, let's say partner Nyx has 3 discard, but Nyx is for a controller. So bring Nia with Nyx, then you can have another option of discarding 3. It works awesome. It feels awesome with Diana team. Or bring any other controller with Nyx, and you really don't have to. When your hand doesn't have the card you want, when you're worried about discard, you can just press Nyx and discard. It's a really good alternative with the team. So, lobby already? Okay, lobby time. I saw this chat since the beginning of the broadcast. There we go. I will move the mouse. I will let you enjoy for the next 5 seconds. This is Diana getting ready for a tea at a cafe. It seems like it's not just a regular cafe to me. Yes? Okay. That's her lobby. And also when you press on her, she has this animation. It worked last time. We've seen it, so oh, there we go.
私と一緒に愛のお話しませんか?
And so Diana is available starting tomorrow as usual. But wait. April 8th to 5/5? 4 weeks, guys. Instead of 3 weeks, she will be available for pickup for 4 weeks this time. We're not changing all the pickup schedule to 4 weeks, but because Diana is an intro, somewhat of an intro character into season 3, she's getting a special 4 weeks, and she's getting a specific pickup schedule of 4 weeks. But we will have a new combatant after 3 weeks, so there will be a 1 week of overlap. But that doesn't mean that all the combatants will be having 4 weeks in the future. She's getting an introduction to the new season, so there's a special 4 weeks period for Diana and Sophia. So keep that in mind. Next, let's talk about the preseason updates. Oh, this is Operation Firebreak tactical mission. Chaos play mode featuring some different difficulties. This one is not for you to obtain or acquire save data. It is somewhat of a special mode for the preseason. You can use the save data, the failed save data, the low-cost save data that you might have deleted, but if you haven't, you can spend those to, in a way, exhaust those save data. And the dev, take a look at the final line. The dev mentioned that please be cautious of consuming this save data because once you exhaust or consume this save data, it will not be recoverable. Okay? Enough talking. Let's check this in game. It's in events. Special. Lots of crystals, by the way. Lots of crystals. So if you go in, different planets. Eee. I just cleaned my save data. Don't worry, it's not like crazy. It's not like you don't. It doesn't require a crazy amount of save data. So you go into phase projection. What this is basically a buff to the team. You go in to the first one, and you click load data, and you have to hit 50k, so you can use all of these and just hit register. Again, warning sign, use save data will be irrecoverable. Once you use it, those save data are gone forever. And then you press this activate effect, and you have this activated. For the phase projection, you can do 2. If you clear the difficulty, you get more. When you clear difficulty 3, you get 1 more. This one, the first one was 50k, I believe. The second one was 60. It should be 70 and 80 for the last one. And here you can toggle the activate effect here. The reason why we have activate effect here is because we have a challenge mode. Clear difficulty 4 without the effect. That will give you lenses. We have 3 different planets to go through. And for the different planet, you have to consume the save file again. Because you have 3 characters, usually when you go through a codex, you get at least, even if you just go through like 20 something K, 30 something K run. So this shouldn't take you too long. Now that is Operation Firebreak. Hope you have fun during the preseason. That's not all. We have more ready for you for the preseason. Full-scale offensive. Wow, what is that? You must use different combatants for each boss. This is well, the bosses are not technically new, but the mode itself is new. This takes some time to complete all 9 stars, 3 stars each. And if you use the combatants for one boss, you cannot use the same combatant for the other bosses. And because of the scoring, it was very difficult when I tried, and I got deleted sometimes. So this one also, can we hop back to game and check this out? Aha! My rank not reflected. Oh, crystals, lenses, nice. Hey, a lot of crystals for the preseason. And the dev note here, I asked the dev, because I died so early, I asked the dev, and the tip I got was, please read what's on left top. was the tip from the developer. So, bullet card discarded through an ability. Okay, I think we know. So, you prepare for battle. Use your glasses. I'm always using my glasses. Let's just have an old preset. Let's say you can enter, go in, and bring your best save data. Bring your best save data and enter, as this could be a very good challenge for especially the 3-star. So full-scale offensive. You'll have some time to complete this. So that's that for the collect all the crystals, and prism lenses for the rewards with traces of memory and particles along with that as well. So those are some of the preseason updates that we have ready. But guys, that's not it. Those are of course very fun. We have a sneak peek. Like, they named a sneak peek to the season 3, but you can actually like play like some parts of season 3 in Codex. If you go in Codex, there's an option on the left that you can toggle, like the graphics that you can see. You can toggle it on and off. It's somewhat like an early access to seasonal powers, I would say. I can tell that CCN devs were very concerned about the off-season feedback from last time. Also, because the save data during the preseason loses its value, we now have early access to the season. So you guys can get a taste, also get a better understanding when the season actually starts, right? So when you merge into Zero System, there's a toggle Galactic Disaster Preview. So activate when you merge into to get that order to taste the season 3. So I'll explain a little bit about season 3. Next page, please. Season 3 will have Persona card. This is not a reference to the Persona collab, guys. I'm seeing like 1,000 chat already. I knew this was going to be the chat, but I cannot guarantee it's not 100%, but this is unrelated to the other game. It is not. It is just called Persona card, okay? Okay, guys? Okay. Preseason updates, seasonal power, Persona cards. The upcoming season's exclusive card. So each combatant will get an extra card called Persona. This is unique because you're getting this card in the deck, actually in the deck. You get the Persona card, and on top of that, you can add more line. Somewhat like, on top of the refinement, you can add God's Hammer from the previous season. So, and Persona card, it can be skill or attack to a combatant, depending on the combatant. From couple of runs, it felt like there was a dedicated set of Persona card for each combatant, but I could be wrong on this. And next page, please. So there's engraving, is what you have just seen. On the Persona card, you saw there's one. It's either light or dark. You can engrave 2 engravements into one Persona card. Let's say through the run, you already have 2, but you want to replace the later engravement. You can replace it as you want, but because you really want to create one perfect deck for season 3, right? So you can replace it. Don't worry, you can replace it with the option of the later engravement. And also, as you can see, just like season 2, how you sometimes found equipment with refinement option already built onto it, there are equipments with engraved option in this run. When I tried with the developer, the equipment was usually popping up on the waypoint, and because it's preseason, there will be only X amounts of options that you can get these equipments. During the season, it will open up entirely. That's why we're calling this like a sneak peek. So I've talked a lot about it, and I asked CZN team, can we please get a video of this before the update? And they literally made the video 20 minutes ago. So let's play the Persona video. So there are Persona cards, as you can see. Notice the 2 slots, and there's also refresh on the right bottom. It goes into the deck. And this is the waypoint that I talked about. It's in Korean. But you guys all know what it's about. You guys all know Korean by now. See the equipment having one of the light options? So when you defeat a monster, there's a monster battle with a ranch sign on it. That's the persona card. So once you obtain persona card, you cannot change the persona card. This persona card is skill. As you can see, it cannot go on to other combatants because the other combatants might have attack cards. So this could only go to Diana.
사랑을 담아 쏩니다.
Not just obtaining the card, you can also obtain engravement. The engraving in the card, it also changes the graphics. Ta-da! So these light and dark will have really cool options that we have not seen in the game yet. So be hyped. There were lots of options I couldn't fully even comprehend yet, but it's very cool. It's very cool. It's very interesting. It should bring a lot of new vibe to the season 3. But be aware, not everything is available because it's a sneak peek to season 3. That is going to be in for the Zero System Codex. If you cannot find it, it's there. That's usually where you find it. Now, preseason updates. The new season Basin of Hyperspace. Sometimes we have a lot of Protoss forgetting to do these. It actually has a lot of materials and crystals, so don't forget. Diana story event. Actually, the only time that I wasn't able to go through the story, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be. That should be. Oh, okay. Here I have. It's a sub-story following the shocking truth encountered by Diana, the honorary high priest of the Holy Crusader. This has not only, look on the right, not only crystals and materials, it has a special Diana sticker. Make sure to get that sticker, okay? Next, perfect time. Cute new lobby, special for Nia. Fitting time for Diana release. Let's talk about some balancing adjustments for the partner system first. Oh, finally, very cute. It's about time. Kawaii, okay. Nia. Oh, lots of love for Nia. Okay, thank you so much. W devs, knowing when to make what exactly. Wish we had all of it. Here, partner system balancing adjustments. Much of this was announced in the preseason preview, the developer notes on the official CCN Still website. If you missed it, these are the basic info again. Much more details update to follow. And we're rolling the partner balance on the 8th, which is tomorrow. And the combatant balance will be coming out later April. So keep this in mind. Basically, 5-star partners will be getting a lot of stat buff. And the percentage increase from potential memory shards and gear option will now be calculated based on the combined base stat of both combatant and the partner. Those are the biggest changes. We have more improvements, say quality of life. Among these, rolling out several improvements to make your daily operations smoother. Overall, much from the feedback that all the Protoss was giving. Thank you so much for your feedback again. One thing I do want to highlight is the pop-up. Whenever you start the game, when you end the turn, when you have extra AP or card, it always asks you, like, do you want to finally end the turn? Or when you don't want to loot, there's a pop-up saying, do you really want to go to the next without getting the loot? Now there's an option in game to pull that. Oh, can we go in game? 1 second, please. Here. Here, in game setting, there's a pop-up display frequency setting now. So you can turn all those off. You don't have to click the checkbox and do it every single time. So thank you for the change. And can we go back to the same graphics? Thank you. And again, all the way at the bottom, all combatant now have new potential node 5-2. Increased chance for divine epiphany to appear by 25%. It's for all the combatant. So that's a huge W. I feel like that should be in bold. Almost a balance change, right? Godlike potential. Half anniversary pre-launch event. It's coming soon, so we should have some pre-launch. Change up some vibe. Check out some of the agents. Oh, I think that should say combatant. Oh, either way, special guest. And who's that? Oh, Bella, the coffee master, will give us extra ether during the event. Thank you. So 40 more ether. Nice. I feel like we should get double coffee. Like one coffee isn't enough sometimes. You know, like one coffee in the morning, one more coffee afternoon. Like that could be nice. Like to log in again and get the afternoon coffee. Just saying. Another event, partner special or rescue. Guaranteed with 50 rescues. This is something new. It's a separate banner, as you can tell on the left. It's a separate banner for all the other partners, excluding Sophia. I think this is everything excluding Sophia. It's a 20% discount, so you're pulling 10 for 8. And the banner will be gone after 50 pulls, so good luck, everyone. I'm sure you guys have some anchors left over for the normal pulls. The special event. Talking about events more. Chaos regular survey? It's not technically a survey, is it? This is an event that you just have to play Codex twice. I think with the preseason sneak peek, you'll get to play a lot more than just the 2. Every week, if you place twice, flash of potential. A lot of people were asking for flash of potential, and this is a great way to get it every week, total of 4. Other events as well. Stay consistent and get all the rewards. And by the way, some of these events are ending real soon. So make sure to pick all of those, especially the Into the Depth. There are plenty of boxes that you might want to grab them before it runs out. So don't miss your Chaos Selection box. Also use them. It's in your storage from the right. And we have Overdrive, Simulation, the Growth Currency. If you combine all those, it's a lot of currencies actually, a lot of materials and crystals. It's the end of the world! No, it's half anniversary of Chaos Zero Nightmare. Time flies, right? Again, April 18th. Mark your calendars. I don't know exact time, but it might be noon in Korean time, which is Eastern US time would be 11 p.m. and Western time should be 8 p.m. if that is the case. But hold on to it. I don't exactly know the time, but that's the usual sometimes. And half anniversary offline event. It is in Korea. I know there's a lot of people flying into Korea. This will be a special menu pop-up store full of collab merch goodies are in prep. for those looking to visit, yeah, maybe plan this ahead if you're visiting Korea. But if not, further details for further announcements. And I did hear, guys, listen up. I did hear that they're in preparation for not just Korean events, not just in Korea events. So maybe there can be something in the future. But I'm pretty sure there will be an official video showing you the collab cafe and what's happening. And if not, I'll be visiting 100%. So if not, I'll bring my Pocket 3 and post it on YouTube somewhere. Okay? I promise to go there and capture the vibe in person. So I know the flights are kind of pricey these days, but if you want to visit, mark your calendar. It should be right after the Harp anniversary, 18th into May. So that is Collab Cafe. And yeah, that's about it. Hey guys, feels weird to be back on camera all of a sudden. Oh, how was that? How was that? It's this preseason, certainly not the same from what we had before. The last preseason, man, those 3 weeks felt like eternity. This preseason is gonna be, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, right? This character looks super fun. Hey Sue, what's up? PC key mapping? You've done a better job? W developers. They know, they're getting ready for all these changes, all better stuff. 2% battle speed? Oh. So we'll see. That is also rewards for the live broadcast. So that should be in your mailbox today, but it's only for 7 days, so make sure to pick those up. Oh. How did you guys feel about this? I played a whole lot more. I prepped a whole lot more to the limited time that I had. So hopefully you guys were able to enjoy this one compared to the last time. And we flopped a few things, so there could be better delivery for the characters, as well as some news. And I think adding one more video of Persona, I think really helped you guys to understand before you actually play tomorrow. And so that's enough for part one. Let me drink some coffee. 1 second. And some extra coffee. Now, let's go to part two. I know our CDN favorites are in waiting. So before we bring in the director, let's start season two. Not season two. Part two. My brain's a little haywire. Are you guys there? Cosmic, WG, Jenazad?
Nah, we're not there. We're gone.
Oh, no one's here. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Good to have all of you. You already have Diana. Nice. Good to have all of you. First of all, let's go off the script. What did you guys think about Diana? We have to take turns. So can we go Cosmic first?
Sure. So I'm really excited that Nia is going to be making a comeback, just having more reasons to, get Adagio back and more of that discard synergy.
Exactly.
Really appreciate also too in the the triple boss battle, I'm just going to call it. We also saw all bullets getting discarded for value, so there might be like a way to cheat the system a little bit, get some extra points. So looking forward to a lot more creativity here with the extra bullets.
Cosmic already giving so much hint. I intentionally didn't say that. Thanks, Cosmic. WG, what did you think about Diana? Welcome to stream.
I mean, we finally remembered that Lucas exists as a character, right? So that's great. Finally, we have a way to play his damn one-cost bullets without, selling our livers. So that's pretty good.
Hey, bullets are very crucial to Diana. And Jenazad, welcome. What did you think about Diana?
I think she looks pretty cool. I really like the idea of a bunch of characters having bullet synergy. It opens up a lot of stuff to the future too. And yeah, Luke and Lucas, maybe someone will actually use them, except Luke got forgotten on the suggested team, so maybe he's not that good with them. I guess we'll find out.
Luke, I personally tried a couple games, but I think Renoa tops. I know, Jenna. Were you the Luke lover?
Playing favorites.
E6.
Well, I didn't love him. I just pulled 11 of them. I didn't want him.
11. Oh wow, you're a lucky man. Certainly a male character, and that male character question. When the director comes, we will also ask that question. But overall, before Mr. Seungyeon Chae comes along, we have to finish. He has to finish the Korean broadcast first, and then come to our table. So we do have some time. So before that, let's talk about season 2. Some of the issues, some of the things you felt during season 2. What do you think was really good? What do you think was a little problematic? Can we go with Cosmic first, please?
Sure. And I guess I'll steal the one that I know everyone wants to say anyways. It's just was way too 9 focused, right? I think one of the best parts of Chaos Zero Nightmare is the opportunity to bring multiple teams together, try out different synergies. And this entire season really felt like it was like, hey, if you didn't get 9 at the start, maybe you joined halfway through the season or just didn't like the design for whatever, you were kind of punished, just to put it bluntly. So I know that's one piece of feedback that was heard many times over. So sorry to, steal it up front, but I think it was the most common one that I've seen, just Reddit, Twitter, everywhere. So I felt obligated to mention it first. And that was really the pain point for me as someone who loves deck building and loves trying out different characters.
Yeah. Many of us do have 9, but I can't even imagine what it feels like to not have 9 and go through the season. I think there will be lots of, maybe some small, big problems, issues. WG, what did you think about season 2?
I mean, on that note, a lot of people are asking for more difficulty. If you think it's too easy, just take 9 out of the team. Just saying, right? Like, it's always an option. And I mean, we finally got our first Gamba character. We all need a Gamba character in your gacha game so that you can gamble on the outcomes of cards so you can do more damage. And if it doesn't work, you just do it again and then you hope it goes better, right? That's very important. Big damage, big risks. Big fan of Typhara for sure.
Yeah, 9 Typhara, Rita. Very suited on one specific way, I think was the biggest feedback we can all share. Jenna, do you have any comments about season 2, what we had?
I thought the characters were really well designed, very fun, but going along with what Cosmic said, it felt like certain characters were pretty much supposed to be used, like they balanced all the design of stuff. You would get something that says exhaust cards do this, and then you're like, well, how many characters can I really utilize with this? And going along with it, I also think that it's a continuation of issues kind of from the first season where people feel like they need to play this one planet, this one singular place for like months, right? Which I think causes a lot of issues and people get a little bit bored of doing that. And I think that's kind of a continuing issue.
Yeah, I think hopefully season 3 doesn't repeat in a way. But one hint that the one thing that really understood or got from season 2 was that when we had the first combatant of season 2, it seems to be missing a few links, and those few links ended up being completed by the next combatant and the next combatant. So it turns out to be one of the issues that people might have had. If you didn't have all of them, of course you have to bring other combatants in to fill those links, but it's not 100% possible if you don't have those combatants. So we felt that way. Season 2. Did all 3 of you go through the developer notes on Stove? I'm pretty sure. Yes. Only was released a few days ago. We had 2. One on Sortie, the other one on the preseason notes. And including all the things that I mentioned in part 1, did anything come special to you? Any concerns or any special ideas?
Just on
that
the
you
note of
thought?
Sortie, was Sortie meant to be preseason or was Sortie season 3 feature? I don't really remember.
I don't exactly know. I don't exactly know when Sortie will be ready, but I think that was something that they're preparing. I think it's separate from season 3. I don't think it's I don't think it will be. I don't know exactly the timing is, so I think that's a good question that we can toss to the director when he comes. So the questions. Let's hold on to the questions a little bit, but let's talk about what you thought about part 1, Diana, and some of the updates that you've seen. Any ideas, Cosmic?
For me, I mean, the big one that's kind of still looming that I know that was in the dev notes is about being able to change some of the save data in an upcoming edition, because I actually had to read it over it twice because it says that we actually get to have complete control over the divines that are on cards as well. Like, right, one of the limitations right now of the flashes is that you kind of roll for your divine and you say, oh, I can pick the epiphany later. But it sounds like the direction is going to go in a way that you're able to completely kind of recreate that card from scratch. So I think that will kind of alleviate a lot of the there's a side story that I literally spent a week trying to farm the Haru deck that was on the Great Rift. Did not get it. I spent over a week, could not finish the deck. And I kind of quit on Haru at that point, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to some of these save data improvements that were highlighted in that dev note. And then, yeah, anytime we get a new character, love to play a new character and see what she's going to, make out with in teams.
And Jenna, did you want to add anything from the dev notes?
Well, no, I agree everything he was saying. I think that it seems like the developers are going kind of in a way where they want save data to be so much simpler. They noticed it in the sortie entire announcement. They were saying, we kind of want the focus to be sortie, and we're going to make it way easier to get save datas during this season. So it seems like save data's kind of been getting in the way of a lot of the fun for people and enjoyment of the game, I think.
Yeah, if we have sortie, playing it for the save data and then sortie would be somewhat redundant. I think that's what the developers might have thought. And taking that out from the total play time, I think maybe is required from all the busy, the world of times that we are going through. So I do hear the director is not yet ready. So we'll have a couple more questions. What about the partners? What did you guys think about the Season 2 partners? I know even Sophia is very specific focused on the combatant. Do you think that should be relieved?
Nah. Sophia is by far the most universal out of all the partners we've seen since release of the game.
Really?
Holy, you can
Hey,
even
let's
just
drop
take
the
her
sarcasm a
out of the
little
hunter class
bit.
and smack on
Let's drop
somebody
the
else.
let's drop the sarcasm a little bit, okay? I know she's a specific fit, and the other partner has been as well. So I know that's one thing that we, not just us, has been mentioning, but also community reaction as well. Cosmic, do you have any
WG, what you don't get,
Jenna.
every single future character is going to be all bullets now. So she's the most universal. She's perfect. It's exactly what we needed, man.
Exactly.
Yes, universal, that has specific wording on each combatant and stuff. And not just the dev notes, Cosmic, did you want to add anything to the previous questions or anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, I mean, I'm just going to kind of back up what WG just said, right? It's one of the things of reading over that partner in particular. I would have honestly expected it to say something like, oh, passion bullets, right? Like, yes, there was the one part of the partner skill that, of course, is going to go with the intended combatant, but the rest of it is like, oh, wait, we can actually use this in other areas. Now, of course, you still have to be hunter to get the full benefit, what have you, but it's being a bit more flexible. So, Tiana, I really like pulling because if you want to play heavy hitting characters, yeah, getting the crit rate buff is always going to be nice. Getting the extra damage is nice. Gaia was another great example of, oh, it's a permanent morale buff and buff, and you're always going to draw an attack card off of it, which is great. But the other partners have kind of been like, oh, they're just okay for who they're going to be used with, and oftentimes you could just use a 4-star. So I really hope that this is a sign of kind of what's to come, and I really do hope that this partner is going to kind of take the spotlight of future design as well.
Okay, and while you're talking about that, WG briefly did mention about Tifera, and some of the feedback from Tifera was that it was way too much randomness within the character, which some people love so much because it's casino, but the other side, you might not like it as much because it's totally random at times, and even had a card that you have to guess out of the 3, and sometimes there's a run that you get it wrong all the time. There were moments. So WG, since you brought it up, do you think we should add more randomness to the combatant as cards gimmicks, or
I
the other
guess
way?
it always depends, right? So long as the entire character's kit in every single epiphany isn't random, if you don't like the randomness, just play a different epiphany, that's also something you can do. I mean, there's a card where you select what you pick, and then I guess if you need AP, pick AP, need the damage buff, pick the damage buff. that's the beauty, right? You can build the character the way you want. If you don't like him too random, then make him less random. Want more randomness? Crank it up.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Janazad? Did you think the randomness was fun to play with Tefera, or do you think that should be reduced in the future?
I mean, I think it's fun. It just kind of feels bad when the payoff isn't really worth the risk, I guess. And the one where you choose one of 3 cards, I literally never get it right. It's never the correct one, ever. Like, I don't know. It does not feel like a 1 in 3 for me, man.
It was more like 1 in 5-ish or 1 in 6-ish from my experience, because you always remember the ones you get it wrong, right? Not the ones you get right. So, and one of the key things that we did go through during season 2, which had a lot of different opinions, was the Great Rift, and more opinions on the part 2, especially not just part 1. Yeah, let's just honestly talk about the Great Rift. How frustrating was part 2 compared to part 1, and what were some of the issues and problems? This time, sorry, Jenna, do you want to go first instead?
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm not a fan of Great Rift. I think it kind of goes against a lot of what makes this game so fun, and it kind of pigeonholes you into feeling forced to make a specific build and use specific characters and just look at the ladder and copy paste what other players are doing, which kind of removes what the game's about, I feel like, what we all love about the game, to then go through a frustrating thing like Cosmic was mentioning. He was trying to make a Haru deck. Well, think about people who have jobs. How much time are they going to be able to spend farming a perfect Haru deck and copy pasting some guy who's jobless' build to then go and do the Rift? I mean, it's just kind of feels a bit ridiculous, I think.
Who needs sleep?
Think about the people with jobs.
Who needs sleep when you can play CZN all day, all night, and stream and post on YouTube? That's all of us, right? But now, since we have 25% increased Divine Epiphany, hey, that might reduce some time. WG, how are some of your Great Rift? I know you're grinding very hard for the maximum damage. What was your experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be brutally honest. In terms of maximum damage, I did put in the runs. I did put in the effort on the first Great Rift. The second Great Rift, it was an interesting experience where I just decided personally for myself, I am not going to farm for a Mika draw, so I didn't have a healer, and then I kind of died.
Oh, really?
You know, it just happened like that. Then again, while Great Rift 2 was a lot more interesting in terms of mechanics and a lot more punishing if you didn't use the right things, Great Rift 1 was, I guess, a bit more appropriate. And I know might even be a bit more of the unpopular opinion, but nobody forces you to play Great Rift, right? You still get the same rewards. It's a sticker, right? You can make that trade for yourself. Do you want to spend the 20, 30, 40 hours? Like, some people, they need a purpose. Some people don't.
Yeah,
you know?
it's an extra content for the far in distance, and you can be the outlier, be the top rank. It takes a lot of time grinding. That was the entire purpose of the Great Rift. But did hear a lot of feedback that part 2 was a little bit more compared to Cosmic. We do want to hear from you, but maybe from the director himself a little more. So we do have the director of CZN, Seung-yeon Choi, in the house, in the plastic chair.
I'm already standing, prepared.
Hello. 네,
Hello.
코스믹 네.
hi.
CZN 크리에이터 대표 코스믹 WG 그리고 제나젠
제나젠.
이렇게 있습니다.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
Hello, great to see you all. Everyone say hi. Finally, it's time. Yes, he is here. Just finished the Korean broadcast, and he is here. 일단 이렇게 모시게 돼서
네.
또
아닙니다.
반갑고요. 몇 달 된 것 같은데
네.
일단 시즌 2랑 그리고 대균열에 대해서 조금 어떤 너무 나인이 일단 너무 피님 조금만 이쪽으로 오시면 나인에 대한 치중이 좀 많았다.
네.
그리고 일단 뭔가 어떤 조합에 다양한 조합이랑 좋은 조합을 써서 가는 게 좋을 것 같고 이런 플레이를 지향한다고 하셨는데 사실상 해보니까 대균열도 그렇고 너무 시즌 캐릭터에만 집중이 많이 돼가지고 어느 정도 피곤함이 있었다라는 거를 좀 토로하고 있었거든요.
공감합니다. 저희가 시즌 1 때 착오를 좀 겪었었어요.
네.
시즌 1 때 이제 출시되는 전투원들이 이제 카오스에서 좀 활약을 하지 못하다 보니까
네.
시즌 2에는 좀 이거를 좀 핏하게 맞춰야겠다라는 좀 생각이 있어서 그게 좀 핏하게 맞췄는데 그게 좀 너무 과했던 것 같긴 합니다.
So in season 1, the characters were not exactly fitted as the one of the powerful ways. There was a lot of options. So season 2, we wanted the combatants to fit more into the seasonal content, but it was fitted a little too much, focused on those characters. So those are the feedbacks we received, and that's how it kind of came out. What they wanted to do in season 2 came out a little more fitted to those combatants instead.
그래서 좀 다양한 전투원들의 좀 놀이터가 마련된 상태에서 좀 그런 게 적용됐어야 되는데 그런 요소가 전혀 없이 대균열과 시즌 카오스가 전부 핏하게 들어가다 보니까 그런 불쾌함을 좀 많이 느끼셨을 거라고 생각되고 저 역시도 좀 그런 부분을 느꼈기 때문에 시즌 3에서는 이 부분을 좀 완급 조절을 잘 하려고 하고 두 번째는 이제 총력전이라는 콘텐츠가 이제 추가되기 때문에 여기에서 좀 다양한 전투원들 활약하실 수 있고 그리고 반주년 때 출격이라는 콘텐츠를 통해서 더 다양하게 전투원들을 활약할 수 있는 콘텐츠를 준비했기 때문에 이런 부분 점차 계속 보완해 나가겠습니다.
Yeah, we feel that season 2, there should have been a big playground pool for a lot of other combatants and then add those new characters in. So somewhat more fitted. So you can play a lot more combatants along with the new combatants for season 2. But that wasn't the case. That was what we were hoping for, but did not turn out to be the way. But for season 3, I hope that's the way direction that we're trying to go into. And that's also the reason why we're also having the all-out offensive, which you can play as a side. And not just that, half-year anniversary with Sortie coming out soon. That should be the main focus where you can play a lot of different combatants for sure. That's going to be the future issue. 일단 이 정도로 네 그리고 질문들을 질문들을 좀 받아왔습니다.
네.
크리에이터 분들이 질문들을 할 게 많다 그래서 한번
네.
질문들 받아볼까요? Now.
준비됐습니다.
Oh, guys, he is ready for the questions you guys might have. So let's go from Cosmic. I understand you guys have some questions for. Let's go with the chaos system questions first. Cosmic, you have a question?
Sure, yeah. So when Chaos Zero Nightmare launched, we had 5 different Chaoses. They were all quite unique. They had different enemies, and there was a lot to look forward to. However, when the first 2 seasons launched, or as we've seen them, they had a lot of the sameness to them, a lot of those repeats. So will we see either new enemy types or divines or any way to freshen that game experience in the future seasons, or just new Chaoses altogether joining the game?
일단 전에는 카오스 이렇게 다양하게 있었고 처음에 할 때는 굉장히 신선했는데
그쵸.
시즌이 지나가면서 비슷한 것들이 많이 나오고 많이 나오는 거를 봤습니다. 그래서 다음 시즌은 새로운 몬스터나 새로운 뭐 신이나 뭐 그런 컨텐츠가 그런 식으로 새로운 뭐라 그럴까요? 새로운 몬스터나 이런 것들이 나올까요?
뭐 몬스터 같은 경우는 시즌마다 이제 뭐 큰 세력 단위의 업데이트는 아니더라도 이제 몬스터는 계속 추가가 되고 있고 신 같은 경우는 이제 신규 신이 추가가 될 예정인데 그 적용 콘텐츠 범위는 어디까지 할지는 아직 좀 고민 중이고 논의 중이고
네,
논의 중입니다.
네, each season they're adding new monsters to update the content, and they are adding new god to the future content, but they're still deciding which content the new god should go into. So please look forward to the future update. And next question, Jenna, do you have a question on the chaos system?
Yeah, so you were mentioning it earlier about how it feels like some of the seasons are overly focused on certain characters, and that caused a lot of problems. Like season 2 was overly focused on 9, and I think a lot of people had issues with that. And you mentioned that you're looking into changing some of these things, but do you have some examples of maybe some things that you would be going to address this with? Because it feels as though even the first season had certain characters that just performed so much better, and there's so many planets that we don't really get to play because we're just all focused on that one planet with the new season. So are there some examples of ways you have to address this?
일단 시즌 2에 카오스랑 균열이 이제 한 행성에 되게 집중되어 있었고 시즌 1은 좀 더 캐릭터도 그렇고 행성의 다양성이 있었다고 생각하는데 시즌 2는 확실히 그거에 비해서 좀 떨어졌기 때문에 다음 시즌에는 어떤 방향으로 좀 이렇게 돌릴 수 있을까요?
우선은 지금 소개가 되는지 안 되는지 모르겠지만 페르소나 시즌 3는 이제 페르소나 카드라는 시즌 파워를 통해서 정말 다양한 조합이 연구될 수 있는, 다양한 빌드가 나올 수 있는 좀 그런 시즌 파워를 준비했고요. 그와 더불어 이제 지금 다 포커싱이 시즌 세이브 데이터를 얻기 위함인데
네.
이 세이브 데이터 얻는 과정 혹은 이 결과물의 만족도가 더 쉽게, 더 편하게 얻을 수 있게 개선될 예정이라 반주년 때 좀 많은 개선이 이루어질 예정이고, 그렇기 때문에 이런 부분이 점차적으로 합쳐서 이제 큰 틀에서 보자면은 이제 시즌 카오스에서 틀에서 좀 많이 벗어날 수 있지 않을까.
So to answer your question, Jenna, for the season 3, I think we can certainly go back towards season 1 or even broader ways of different planets, because Persona, the season power, will actually let you build a lot of different combatants, a lot of different teams. According to the options, there are lots of really interesting, cool options that are into season 3. So Persona is the season power, and also on top of that, it's all about creating the perfect save data, a really good save data for the combatant, and having another run, really grinding that. And some of the experience grinding that takes a long time and was painful. So they're working very hard to reduce that down to slightly more comfortable and easier path of grinding one perfect deck for the combatant, along, of course, when we talk about this, the Persona card, along with in that save data. Hope that answers your question a little bit, Jenna. And WG, your turn for the question. I know you waited a long time. Did you have any questions about Chaos System or the equipment?
Yeah, I mean, before we ask the big questions, the most important question, we need to start lighthearted. So a couple of people have noticed we're running out of gear space. We're running out of space. The 600 doesn't seem to be enough. So that's something like increase in gear space. But what would also be quite great would be gear loadouts. I know, okay, if you give us another year, we'll have so much gear that we can gear everyone. But just the ability to make gear sets and swap them onto characters, it would save so much time and also make it so much more approachable to playing more characters because there's less hurdles. So yeah, gear loadouts and more gear space.
Okay, very good question. 장비에 대한 질문을 주셨는데요. 일단
네네.
600칸은 게임을 많이 하는 분들에게 이미 너무
부족하다.
적다,
네,
이미
맞아요.
많이 부족하다라는 얘기를 가장 먼저 하고
맞아요,
싶다고
맞아요.
하네요. 뭐 많이 늘렸으면 좋겠다고 하고, 그리고 또 중요한 거는 프리셋이라고 하죠. 네, 장비 프리셋이라는 게 있으면은 이제 훨씬 더 많은 다양한 전투원을 사용할 수도 있고,
네네.
이런 게 추가가 되면 좋을 텐데 그런 계획이 좀 있으신가요?
우선은 프리셋이 뭐 사실 기획적인 난이도가 낮으면 뭐 바로 접목하겠지만, 뭐 전작 에픽 7에서도 그렇고 프리셋은 좀 기획의 난이도가 높아서 당장의 고민은 하고 있지 않고, 다만 기획의 조각 한도량 다음 업데이트 때 늘어나고,
장비 한도 600에서 늘어나면 알겠습니다.
늘어나고, 그 다음에 이제 저등급 기억의 조각들은 자동 분해해서 획득되도록, 이것까지는 이제 기본적으로 다음 업데이트 때 이제 그러니까 반주년 때 업데이트 될 예정이고.
저등급 장비는
자동으로
이렇게
분해되게.
하는 기능이 나오는데요. 네. 알겠습니다. 혹시 얼마나 늘어날까요?
1000개까지 늘어나고.
1000개요?
네.
So the big answer from WG's question was 600 to 1000 space for the inventory, and the loadout. He wanted to say a few things. The loadout, in a way, presets. In terms of programming and developing preset, it's actually, in terms of difficulty level, it's actually quite challenging to make it in game. So as he has mentioned, other game Epic 7 took a long time to implement the presets, but it shouldn't be that long. But there's a difficulty, somewhat of a challenge in making those loadout. But he is certainly thinking about that. But another thing that's coming in a half-year anniversary is an auto dismantle for the lower tier items that you get from the loot, which should save up some of the space without you dismantling manually. So that was the answer for WG. Let's have some more questions for Chaos System. Cosmic, do you have any more questions for Chaos?
Yeah, and this one kind of piggybacks off Jenna's odds a little bit, but repeatedly playing for one very specific Chaos enhancements can be very tiring, much like my Haru story of spending a week trying to get something and just not lining up. So are there any improvements to this in the future? And this could be through the skill tree, through other, consumables we get to make it a little bit easier to refine those save datas. Just trying to think about the overall experience of going through the chaos and not having to fail unlimited amount of times, to save everyone a little bit of time to make those perfect decks.
코스믹 컨텐츠 크리에이터가 이번에 하루로 이번 시즌에 굉장히 많이 했는데
네네.
신특임이 안 나온 게 있어가지고 결국엔 못했다는 얘기가 있었거든요.
맞습니다.
이래서 특정 신특임을 위한 획득하기가 너무 힘들어서 이런 좀 준비된 계획이 있을까요?
우선 저 역시도 이제 신뜨김을 다 깎았는데 신뜨김 없어서 게임을 좀 온전히 즐기지 못한다라는 건 확실히 문제라고 인식하고 있고
네.
이번 업데이트 때 이제 잠재력 노드에 이제 신뜨김 확률 증가라는 잠재력 노드 추가를 시작으로
네.
반주년 때는 신뜨김을 대폭 좀 완화할 수 있는
오.
그런 보상이 준비되고 있으니 반주년 좀 기대해 주시면 좋을 것 같고 제가 아까 타겟에 대해서 좀 말실수를 한 것 같은데
네.
제가 지금 정확하게 가물가물하지 않아서 반주년 때 딱 업데이트 되는 게 아니라 시즌 3 중에 업데이트 된다라고 좀 정정해 주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
장비요?
네네.
So the equipment, the expansion, and also the auto dismantled. It might not be beginning of season 3. It should be in the middle of season 3. He wanted to adjust that first. And to answer your question, Cosmic, the Divine Epiphany is always the greatest pain. He's also feeling it in his runs all the time, and he also has the exact same issue on a different combatant. But that's exactly why they've added the potential for all combatants for higher chances. I think that's one. But another thing is that he has mentioned there should be another type of material or currency that should ease out the divine epiphany in the future. Might be during season 2, might be at the end of the season 2, but these will also be mentioned during the half-year anniversary as well. So hopefully you can create perfect Haru deck. Cosmic, I know you're a big Haru fan.
Season 3 it's the one we believe.
Season 3, yes. Always believe.
Your time.
Jenna, do you have any more questions on Chaos?
Oh yeah, so this is a big one that I have actually, is in the current season and the previous one, Chaos and Codex never really felt like there was much point to do the higher levels of them. So for instance, basically everyone is farming at tier 8 for all of their save data, and there was never really a point for anyone to go higher. When you go up to the maximum one, it's insanely difficult, but you don't really get any advantages or rewards or anything, so it always felt kind of pointless. So are there any improvements maybe designed to making that more enticing so players actually want to challenge the harder things rather than just stay in at difficulty 8?
네, 제네제드 크리에이터가 여쭤본 게 지금 난이도 8에 티어 돌려가지고 티어 14, 15에 맞춰가지고 이상의 난이도를 가지 않잖아요, 잘.
그쵸.
그렇기 때문에 지금 더 어려운 난이도를 갈 이유가 많이 없는데 또 고난이도를 위해서 좀 더 좋은 보상이나 그런 변경이 있을까요, 나중에?
우선은 8 난이도를 초과하는 난이도를 퍼스트 여러분들께서 돌게 하는 거는 저희 취지에 맞진 않아요. 왜냐하면 게임이 너무 어려운 난이도를 요구하다 보면 그렇지 않아도 플레이 타임이 긴 게임인데 그런 것까지 유도되다 보면 피로감이 너무 심하기 때문에 그래서 이제 보통은 이제 9난이도, 10난이도는 초회 보상 정도로만 이제 만족감 느끼실 수 있게 저희가 제공해 드리고 있고 다만 방금 질문하신 것처럼 좀 고난이도에 대한 어려운 난이도에 대한 니즈를 갖고 계신 퍼스트 여러분들도 분명 존재하실 거라서
네.
그런 분들을 위해 출격 컨텐츠 곧 출격한다라는 점 아마
모든 게 출격으로 가는군요.
정말 난이도의 극한을 경험하실 수 있습니다.
그 정도인가요?
어렵습니다. 굉장히 어렵습니다.
Okay. So, Jenna, to answer your question, Director Choi mentioned that we know that's the case, but it was in a way intended because difficulty 9 and 10 or further was intended more for the first awards only. Because if you keep on having to go through the very difficult award every single week, multiple times, it will create a lot of fatigue and some tiredness for a lot of players. Because if you go through the run, lose, not get the save data for multiple ways, it could be the way, but that's not the direction that the game wanted to head for. So, and instead, if you really want to go challenge into very, very difficult thing, Sortie is coming at you very soon. So he wanted to address again, Sortie will be the type of content if you want to go through the hardest difficulty, that would be the perfect gameplay that you should go through when there's an update with the sortie. And Jenna, wait, hold on. Let's see. Jenna, you had another question on the chaos as well. Do you want to follow?
Yeah, actually. I don't know why I'm going back to back, but so right now when you're in chaos, it feels like normal enemy battles are mostly pointless. Like obviously you want to get epiphanies from them, but they don't feel super rewarding. And I've played some other games that this game has taken some inspiration from, and it feels as though there's much more of a reason to chase after those battles. Currently in the game, it feels like everyone just spams question marks. Mostly when you're going on a path, you go as many question marks, maybe some elites, and then go towards a tunnel. So are there anything that they're thinking of adding to that to make it so it's more worthwhile to actually focus on some of these?
네, 제나가 또 케어스 질문인데 이거는 뭐 질문을 미리 좀 했기 때문에
네네.
좀 아무래도 런을 돌다 보면은 미확인 지역으로 그냥 일반
그쵸.
전투보다 미확인 쪽으로 굉장히 많이 가는 게 있잖아요. 옵션을 얻기 위해서. 그래서 이런 미확인 지역으로 너무 쏠리는 현상을 막기 위한 이런 변화가 있을까요?
먼저 전투 구역을 많이 유도하지 않는 것은 맞았어요. 왜냐하면 플레이 타임에 대한 좀 고민이 많았고 이 부분을 완화시키려면은 전투 구역을 최소화했어야 됐고 어차피 미확인 구역을 밟기 위한 과정에서 전투 구역은 필수가 되니까
네.
그 정도면 저희는 볼륨감이 충분하다라고 생각했지만 방금 말씀해주신 그런 요소들도 있어서 피드백들도 있어서 이번 시즌 3에서는 이제 그런 전투 구역들이 좀 유의미하게 바뀌기 때문에 시즌 3 시즌 파워 내일 곧 시즌 파워를 미리 체험해 볼 수 있는데 내일 한번 시즌 카오스에서 코덱스에서 시즌 파워를 미리 체험해 보시면 좋을 것 같습니다.
That was actually well intended from the development side because this also going through a lot more fights will take a longer time going through the runs. If you go through the unidentified area, it would take somewhat less time usually, and getting a lot of those options was very intended from the developer, reducing down the entire play time because the heavy users do play and do go through a lot of runs, which takes a lot more time if you have to go through every single individual battles. And that's also one of the biggest feedback they have received. So this season, as we just announced in part 1, there's Persona, which is only coming out in the battlefield. Normal battle and also elite battle, the boss battle. So that's something that will be changing big time in season 3.
Just really
Yeah.
quick as an addition follow-up to that. So then the intention is to avoid more of the basic fights because, I feel as though they feel kind of pointless some of the time to you just kind of don't want to fight them. You always want to go for something else, right?
일반 전투를 거의 아예 안 하고 거의 그냥 그냥 미확인 구역으로 가는 게 거의 대부분이었다 보니까 전투를 거의 안 하는 게 사실 그 의도된 방향이셨나요? 라고 물어보고.
그렇죠. 초기에는 전투를 좀 최소화하기 위해서 보상량 같은 걸 좀 많이 축소한 게 맞았고, 근데 이번 시즌 3에서 시즌 파워는 전투 구역에서 굉장히 유의미한 보상이 이제 드랍되기 때문에 그 부분은 많이 해소가 될 예정입니다.
네. So it was intended to minimize the battle count within the run. It was very well intended, but it was only for the season, and they wanted to turn that around, give you a different feel for season 3 because it's somewhat of an opposite this time, where you have to go through battle in order to receive persona and do the engraving. Was that okay? Good enough. Good answer for you, Jenna. Yeah, Jenna, since you got to go twice, no more questions for you. Let's go with WG and Cosby. WG, I understand you have some questions about the characters itself.
Yeah, so I gave you a bit of a warning, so we're starting to load into the heavy hitters. What about male characters? We went 9 for 9, no males. What's going on? Any plans, season 3? Beyond? What's going on?
좀 큰 질문이었습니다. 남캐 어디 갔나요? 남캐 어디 갔습니까? 남캐 좀 힌트 좀 주세요. 만들어지고 있는 게 있나요?
그냥 이거는 담백하게 말씀드려야 될 것 같은데
네.
저희가 남캐, 여캐 이런 성별적인 결정보다는 그냥 퍼스트 여러분들께서 대중적으로 원하는 어떤 디자인을 최우선으로 하기 때문에 여자만 그래야지 남자 이쯤에서 한번 내자 이런 생각을 전혀 안 하고 그냥 좀 대중적인 니즈를 가장 먼저 충족을 하고 있기 때문에 우선은 지금 당장은 계획이 없다라는 점만 계획에는 없습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. So, bowl boards were made. So, they don't really like think about like which one to make. There's out of two, but they do take the demand from the protos and turn that into design. So, so right now there's no indefinite plans, near future for the male characters.
So 0.
For now, yes, for now or near future. And that was the answer. Yes, I know some of you guys looking for. 좀 채팅에서 좀 분위기가 안 좋은데요.
근데 저희가 그러니까 계획이 앞으로 안 낼 거야라는 좀 확진적인 계획이 아니라 현재까지 플랜에서 없다라는 거니까.
So it's not saying no. He's not saying no male characters in the future at all. For the plans that he had up to now, there's none. But things can always change depending on your chat as well. 지금 네.
저희가 이렇게
반응을 보시고 또
소통하는 것처럼 많은 이렇게 피드백 주시면 당연히 내부에서도 좀 이런 거 기다리시는 퍼스트분들이 많구나라고 인지하기 때문에.
Yeah, this is exactly why he's sitting to communicate with all the protos out here, and it's not just him. The entire team is watching, and they're feeling from the chat, not just from the chat. All the community feedback is very important.
아트팀한테 꼭 이 생생한 반응 전달하도록 하겠습니다.
Director will transfer all of your chat directly to the art team. And I guess that was the final answer for your question, WG. Cosmic, do you have any questions for any characters out there?
Yeah, and so, well, I guess that takes out part of my question. That means I'm not going to get my swimsuit Hugo or swimsuit K-Ron anytime soon, but I'm going to hold out all the same. So now this one I know is getting into a little bit more of a gray area. So for those that don't know, I come from like a trading card game background. So when it comes to blinging stuff out, I really like all the shiny. And one of the things I really noticed just kind of in this space overall is that CZN really doesn't monetize as much as it maybe could compared to some other games in the industry. And so one of the big things for me is that, like, you know, have there been any thoughts about like letting us just buy prisms? Like, I want to have a full shiny deck. Like, let me have all the bling for my deck and for my combatants that I really enjoy. And kind of a follow-up to that, you know, will we see like summer variant of characters? I know early on the devs confirmed that there wouldn't be any skins, but would we see like a Renoa summer, right? Like some type of, I know they do it similar in Epic 7, but will we see summer variants as like another way to, not a proper skin, but as a way to kind of celebrate some of those older characters? So can we buy prisms, and how about summer characters to return old favorites?
Oh, your question is triggering chat. W question. Skins please. 이 코스믹 질문이 수영복 휴고는 뭐 안 나올 것 같고 수영복 캐릭터들이나 뭐 스킨 이런 것들이 있을 수 있잖아요. 그런 것들 포함해서, 그리고 지금은 그 샤이니 카드가 5개만 있는데 덱 전체가 그렇게 바뀔 수는 없는지, 좀 이런 수익화 모델에게서 좀 적다고 생각하다고 하고 좀 더 추가해서 다른 걸 스킨이나 이런 다른 모델이 좀 추가될 그 의향이 있을까요?
우선은 수익화 모델에서 먼저 첫 번째 말씀드리면 저희도 역시 수익화 다변화에 대해서 고민하고 있고, 이번 만우절 이벤트를 통해서 어떤 포스트 여러분들이 카드 스킨에 대해서 가지고 계신 니즈를 확인했기 때문에,
예, 맞습니다.
지금 이제 그 시스템에 관해서 이제 고도화를 시작했고요. 근데 당장은 어떤 돈을 벌기 위한 수단보다는 좀 이미 제작된 일러스트 있으니까 이걸 좀 어떻게 유쾌하게 좀 풀 수 있을까 쪽으로 우선 고민을 하고 있습니다.
네.
이게 첫 번째고, 두 번째 카드 스킨에 대해서 그 전투원 스킨에 대해서는
네네.
저희가 최고의 2D 퀄리티를 제공해 드리고자 많은 장면, 많은 연출이 들어가 있는데, 저희가 스킨을 제작한다는 건 사실 캐릭터 하나를 제작한다는 것과 같은 격이라서 거의. 그래서 지금 당장 스킨에 대해서 도입을 하는 거는 좀 많은 고민 중에 있고요.
네.
대신 여름쯤에 수영장 컨셉의 전투원을 준비하고 있습니다.
새로운 전투원이죠?
맞습니다. 스킨이 아니라 그냥 수영장 컨셉의 전투원을 좀 준비하고 있습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. So to answer your question, about adding some more skins or card skins. So developers felt a lot. There was a huge amount of feedback from especially the April Fool's event, the card skins, and with that they have actually started developing some other ways. It's not final, but it's only been a week, so they're starting to develop some other ways. Also, maybe not trashing those April Fool's card images, but turning that into a fun way of putting that into a game in the future. I think it's a start. They're thinking about more card designs in that way. Also the shinies. But for the character skin, it's basically creating a brand new 2D model. They're basically creating a different character. So that will take a lot of effort to create the skin. So right now there's no skin in preparation or plans in the future for a combatant. But talking about swimsuit and summer, there is a combatant coming in the future related with summer and swimming pool. So that was a hint from the director. 그리고 그 샤이니 카드는 좀 더 추가할 예정이 있을까요?
아직까지는 계획은 없어요.
아직까지는 없어요.
네.
알겠습니다. And also the shinies so far no plans as well. But you will keep that in mind. Thank you for the question, Cosmic. Let's go back to Jenna. He's been silent a little bit after a double question. Jenna, anything about the characters, combatants?
Okay, so I have a question about partners. So we were talking about the new partner that was revealed today. And so are there plans to make future partners or maybe partners that are already in the game a little bit more versatile? Because at the moment, some of the partners are like, if it's Wednesday and it's raining out and Mercury's in this position, you get this damage boost. I mean, at a certain point, you may as well just say Renoa or Kairon because it's kind of dodging around it. So would there be ways to maybe expand them so that people that maybe randomly get some of these 5 stars would be able to use them on multiple characters? Because it's a little restrictive at the moment.
네, 지금 제라제드가 물어본 거는 파트너들이 완전 너무 풍수지리가 정확하게 맞고 습도, 온도 정확한 날 다음 주 목요일 1시 반에만 사용하는 그런 느낌으로 너무 맞춤형으로 나와가지고 범용적으로 좀 만들어줄 계획이 있을까요?
좀 고민이 됩니다. 우선은 말 그대로 파트너이기 때문에 해당 전투원한테 좀 핏하게 나와야 되는 건 맞고
네.
그렇다고 그 전투를 위해서만 쓰임새를 갖는 것도 좀 어색하긴 하거든요. 근데 그 현상이 단순히 지금의 기믹이 핏해서일 수도 있겠지만 아직 전투원 풀이나 파트너 풀이 그만큼 충분하지 않아서도 있는 것 같거든요.
네.
그래서 이거는 좀 충분한 풀이 확보되면은 자연스럽게 이제 겹치는 기믹이 발생할 거라고 기대하고 있어서 이 부분은 좀 추이를 지켜보고 좀 결정을 하려고 합니다.
네, 좀 더 풀이 좀 많아지고 미래지향적으로 좀 생각해 주셨으면 좋겠다라고 통역을 해보겠습니다.
네.
So partner, I know there's a very fitted. You have to get the right temperature, the moisture, the day. I translated all that, and he got it. So it's very fitted for the combatants for the same banner pool. But he does believe that because the pool of entire combatant is not that big yet in game, in the future there will be lots of overlapping keywords or partners that could be used when we have more combatants. So they're looking into the future. They have designs of these heading into the future. So for now, it's going to be feeling very like one fitted character only. But in the future, it will less likely to feel like that. What's the answer? Okay, thumbs up from Jenna. Okay, going back to you, WG. Any other character-related questions that you might have?
Yep, I mean, on the note of the future, so we've seen a bunch of 5-star characters, quite a few of them. What about the 4-stars? Can we get more?
그렇죠. 저희 4성 전투원들은 언제 나오나요? 좀 5성은 많이 나오는데, 그죠?
4성은 준비된 게 있는데 이제 런칭 전에 준비한 전투원이다 보니까 좀 퀄리티가 지금 내기엔 좀 아쉽다라는 생각이 있어서 좀 퀄리티 보강 후에 시점에 맞춰서 나올 것 같은데 역시나 이제 우선순위가 이제 다른 컨텐츠 저희가 지금 체질 개선 중이라서
네.
거기에 좀 총력을 기울이다 보니까 좀 후순위에 밀렸다라는 점. 하지만 저희가 준비는 이미 되어 있어서 언제든지 좀 준비가 되면은 바로 출시를 하려고 합니다.
하나인가요?
어,
여러 개인가요?
그것까지는 아직 말씀.
I asked
좀,
one or
네.
more, and he said he cannot answer that. I tried my best, WG. So I think he's leaning towards one. There's one more that a 4-star character that they had. They were getting ready even before launch, but the quality is not up to par level yet. So when that's brought up to a level, they will introduce that 4-star character. But because we're going through lots of quality change for partners and the combatants, the balance, those are the top priority for now, and the 4 stars come later. So it will take some time, is the answer from the director. Thank you for the question, WG. So we're talking a little bit about balance. Let's talk about balance. Cosmic, do you have any balance questions ready?
Yeah, that's a great segue into it. So Rita was the latest banner, and she's a lot of fun. You know, high skill, high reward play style. I know a lot of players can feel like she can be a little frustrating at times just to make her epiphanies work out in the best way. However, some of the epiphany options in her kits just felt like you would just never pick them, very similar to Yuki. So are we expecting any buffs to Rita or just buffs in general going into Season 3?
Specific for Vita, right?
Yes, specifically for Rita, or if there's hints maybe for other ones that they were able to share.
오케이. 일단 코스믹 컨텐츠 크리에이터가 리타를 플레이하는 도중에 아무래도 번뜩임이 딱 고정되어 있는 게 확실히 있었던 것 같다라고 피드백을 지금 주시면서 이런 밸런싱에 대해서 저번에도 말씀해 주셨지만 좀 번뜩임에 대해서 고점 저점이 확실한 게 있기 때문에 좀 더 다양한 선택을 할 수 있게 변경이 될까요?
맞습니다. 저희가 전투 밸런스 패치는 시즌마다 데이터를 기반하여 한다고 말씀드렸기 때문에 이 부분은 저희가 데이터 쌓이는 대로 또 여력이 되는 대로 개선을 할 예정이고요.
네.
두 번째는 지금 이제 아무래도 그 대균열이라는 컨텐츠 때문에 그 특정 빌드, 그러니까 고점을 내릴 수 있는 그런 빌드가 한번 결정되면 거기에 좀 쏠리는 경향이 있어요. 그래서 이건 비단 뭐 번뜩임의 문제가 파워의 문제일 수도 있겠지만 좀 저희 컨텐츠가 그렇게 좀 장려하는 것도 없지 않아 있거든요. 그래서 이런 것들을 더 다양한 컨텐츠를 통해서 그냥 뭐 재밌는 뭐 예능 덱 아니면 이런 덱 다양한 덱이 좀 나올 성심성의껏 내가 할 수 있게끔 좀 장려를 좀 하려고 계획 중입니다.
그러니까 컨텐츠가 다양해지면 저절로 좀 더 풀리는 게 있겠군요.
네네.
예, 알겠습니다. So for not just for Vita, every season and during the season, they are receiving all the data. Which epiphany is getting picked more, a lot less. It's very evident which is getting picked a lot more. And they have all the data, and they plan to do the balance adjustment every season. That's coming up later. And also, another thing was because of the Great Rift, sometimes the high value epiphanies are just set in this way for this character. He believes that that was one of the reasons why this really high tier build is being set, and a lot of people copying have a similar style. When we have a lot of different content, like we have for season 3 and some of the other content that you can enjoy in the event section tomorrow, there will be lots of different epiphanies being picked. Of course, also after the balance patch, there will be a lot more. And they're also thinking about ways that can bring a lot more entertainment, not just high value. So that was another comment. Thank you for the question, Cosmic. Talking about balance, Jenna, do you have any question about balancing?
Yeah, so going along with what Cosmic was saying, I feel as though a lot of neutral cards and monster cards feel largely worthless. You would never take them. Even discluding save data, they just seem very pointless and weak, I think, a lot of cases. And going along with what Cosmic was saying, a lot of the epiphanies you get, like the neutral ones, like add 2 agony or 1 resolve, it's just completely worthless most of the time. And I feel like it just frustrates players more. And it also goes along with what Cosmic was saying earlier about having trouble get the perfect deck because you keep getting this bloated pool of useless epiphanies and cards. People only really take something like the Pot of Greed card that draws 2 cards, but they skip most others.
네, 확실히 여기 포커스는 예, 중립 카드랑
그쵸.
몬스터 카드 굉장히 비싸잖아요. 또 세이브에.
맞아요.
그래서 중립 카드 몬스터 카드가 사용처가 굉장히 제한적이고, 네 거기에 번뜩임도 굉장히 제한적인 게 많다. 이런 카드랑 번뜩임을 같이 이렇게 시너지가 나서 뭔가 좀 사용할 수 있는 그런 변경이 있을까요?
현재는 그 세이브 데이터라는 시스템 때문에 몬스터 카드와 중립 카드를 저희도 뭐 만들어져 있는 거 더 다양하게
네.
더 많이 사용 장려하고 싶은데 세이브 데이터라는 시스템 때문에 좀 이렇게 쉽사리 그렇게 하지는 못하는 상황이에요. 밸런스를 어디까지 해칠지 모르기 때문에 우선은 출격이라는 컨텐츠를 통해서 거기에서만큼은 세이브 데이터가 저장되지 않고 다양한 중립 카드와 몬스터 카드를 마음 편하게 쓸 수 있도록 좀 장려할 예정이고, 장기적으로는 그냥 일반적인 시즌 카오스, 노멀한 카오스에서도 좀 중립 카드와 몬스터 카드가 좀 제 역할을 할 수 있게끔 좀 조정을 해야 할 것 같습니다.
네. So to answer your question, the save data system right now, which does limit some of the common cards, especially the monster card, because it's high save data value and its cost. But it's always the balancing that's really hard. If you reduce down the points from those cards, it would create this crazy deck. Might be a little too powerful. So they're putting a limit to that and being very careful with those adjustments to the common and the monster cards. But as mentioned again, Swordy, no save data, which you can use a lot more of the common and the monster card in which, and there will be additional of those cards in Swordy as well. So please feel free and use all of it. If feel free to go into it and use a lot more of those. Try to beat the content. And going into the future, you will think about some other ways to utilize those normal and the monster cards in the normal chaos as well. Okay? And
Okay.
so we talked a little bit about Swordy. I think we should ask him a little bit about Swordy.
Yeah.
Cosmic, it seems like you're excited.
Yeah, it's so based on the developer notes and just kind of a little bit what was talked about earlier, it really is starting to feel like it's going to be the new core identity of where players are meant to spend most of their time, or again, because we're going to be farming that item to help fix the save data. But what are some of the other rewards that players can expect, right? Because fixing save data is only part of it, but that, we want to kind of expand beyond everything that CZN has to offer, and it feels like Swordy is going in that direction. So could you share a little thoughts about kind of the other maybe longer term vision for the mode, or how it's going to play its role in the larger ecosystem within the game?
네, 일단 출격 모드가 이렇게 새로 나온다고 하셨는데
네.
여기에 굉장히 많은 시간을
맞습니다.
쓰게 될 건데, 지금까지는 핵심 보상으로 뭐 세이브 데이터 보정용 아이템 파밍 이렇게 얘기했는데, 그거 말고도 다른 보상이 있을까요? 여기에 굉장히 많은 시간을 투자하게 되면 아무래도 보상에 대해서도 좀 얘기를 해야 될 것 같거든요.
우선은 저희가 시간을 많이 한 만큼 보상을 타가는 구조는 아니에요. 에테르라는 한정된 자원 안에서의 육성이 제한되기 때문에. 다만 나는 출격을 하고 싶은데 그러면 뭐 어거지로 뭐 시뮬레이션도 돌아야 되고, 뭐 시뮬레이션 하려면 카오스 돌아서 뭐 세이브 데이터도 얻어야 되고, 막 이런 얽히고 설켜 있어서 나는 출격만 하고 싶다라고 하면은 순수하게 그냥 출격으로 에테르를 소모를 해서 보상을 다 타갈 수 있는.
네.
다만 시뮬레이션은 뭐 덱만 잘 깎아두면 뭐 30초 딸깍인데, 출격에서는 내가 30분 하고 동일한 에테르 소모해서 동일한 보상 받으면 좀 억울할 수는 있으니까,
네.
그 시간에 대한 분만큼은 저희가 조금 더 이제 해드리려고 하고 있습니다.
그 플레이하는 시간에 대해서 그거에 좀 더 보상이 조금 더 많아지는
네네.
그 정도 생각하고
맞습니다.
계신다고요? 알겠습니다. So Swordy is actually not a mode where you can even though it's going to be the main feature, the more time you play it, the reward might not be as much, even if you grind it and play over and over again. There would be reward, but it's not as much as, like, if you think in comparison, simulation takes you like 1-2 minutes in auto and you get this amount. But Swordy, you're playing 30 minutes of Swordy and it cannot be the same because there's a big time difference, right? So by playing Swordy, there would be somewhat of an adjustment, more fitting awards that you would benefit And also, developer has mentioned that, I only want to play Sortie. I don't want to do simulation. I don't want to grind for the other things. Sortie has features that you can use ether. So if you only want to play Sortie, you can actually use up all the ether, not go through all the simulations and the other things that you can enjoy by just going through Sortie, using a lot of time and also using the resources to grind in game.
대신 이제 그 어떤 아이템류 재화 보상이 아니라 어떤 시스템적인 보상은 준비되어 있는데 그건 이제 곧 업데이트될 4월 18일 쇼케이스에서 확인할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
네. So it's not like materials or like item-based rewards. It's going to be more systematic based for the account. So for those details, he can't tell you yet, but showcase on April 18th. We'll have a lot of those details. He just can't reveal all the details to you, but thanks for the question. And Cosmic, do you have any other question?
Yeah, I'll say maybe a quick follow-up to that. So is this going to be more of like a static mode, kind of like the Tower of Spiral Screams, in terms of like it gets updated at some time in the future? Is it going to have regular updates? And maybe a staple-on question, if I may. When are we getting our next Tower update? I got to add that one on there as well.
네, 그러면 이 추격 모드가 타워 같은 그런 한 번 업데이트되고 계속 비슷한 건가요? 아니면 이게 계속 추가로 업데이트되는 그런 컨텐츠인가요?
컨텐츠는 상시로 플레이할 수 있고
네.
주기적으로 이제 갱신과 업데이트가 될 예정인데 뭐 저희 만들어 놓고 뭐 보상만 갱신된다거나 이런 게 아니라 계속 꾸준히 더 재밌게 즐기실 수 있도록 뭐 로그라이크 요소라거나 뭐 이런 것 뭐 추가적인 버프라거나 이런 건 계속 할 예정인데.
네.
그렇게 시스템은 기반은 만들어뒀고 당장 출격부터 만들어야 되기 때문에
네.
여기에 총력을 다하고 있습니다.
알겠습니다. 그리고 타워는 혹시 나중에 업데이트가 언제 또 되나요?
4월 18일 케이스에서
So Tower April 18th is the answer. But for the Sortie, it's not just one-time thing updates where you have to play the same thing over and over. They will consistently add more roguelike features, more buff, more nerfs if needed. So Sortie will be a very key feature in game in the future. They will consistently update it as it is needed. So those are the answers. Thank you for the question. And any other question? WG, did you have anything else?
There we go. So, how about the fact that we have way too many 5 stars? We have so many 5 stars, and if you miss their banner, how are you getting them? How about a wish list? How about a wish list? And if that's not possible, what about character reruns, right? How would we be able to, let's say we start our account, we get all our characters, we do our 300 select, and we're missing, let's say, or Leia or Hugo, but we really want to play them. How do we get access to these characters? Like, are there any plans in the future to make that possible?
Yeah, good question. Good question. Especially for the Protoss who are starting later. If you started like last week, you just don't have it, right? 일단 뭐 처음부터 시작한 퍼스트 분들뿐만이 아니라 나중에 시작한 분들도 굉장히 많잖아요.
그쵸.
그러면은 이미 배너를 놓쳤으면 이렇게 뽑을 확률이 굉장히 낮아지니까 이런 뭐 5성 위시리스트나 아니면은 좀 늦게 시작한 분들을 위해서 이런 뭔가 구출하는 방법이 또 새로 생기거나 다른 게 있을까요?
신규 유저와 복귀 유저를 위한 그것도 반주년을 맞춰서 준비되어 있고 위시리스트 말씀해 주셨는데
있는 걸로 하겠습니다.
다만 위시리스트 그냥 까놓고 말씀드리면 네, 준비하고 있는데 뭐 이번 반주년은 아니고 조만간 좀 하실 수 있도록 준비는 하고 있다.
알겠습니다. 좀 더 꺼내주셔서 감사합니다. So he's not technically supposed to say this during live today, but the wish list is actually in preparation, not for the 0.5 anniversary because it was newly introduced in development, but it's being prepped. Maybe he mentioned that he shouldn't maybe say this out loud, but it's not for the anniversary, but for the anniversary, they have new things in prep for the new players and also the returning players as well. So make sure April 18th is the date. So a lot of things are being held for that date. So thank you for the questions. Any other questions, guys? Did you want to bring out? Raise your hand or raise your voice. Okay, WG, take it.
I mean, it feels like we are able to like get a bit of extra information out of you. How about a 5-star selector? Any plans, 5-star selector? I mean, the rewards, they kind of sounded like that would be within possibilities.
You're pushing the lines, okay? 5성 선택권이나 뭐 그런 게 언제쯤이나 나올 수 있는 그런 계획이 있을까요? 좀 과감한데요? 알겠습니다. What's the answer, okay? so I know, WG, you tried. I know. That was the answer. Oh, and also, we had a lot of questions, guys. Thank you so much for the questions and also joining the stream. It could be some wild times at your home. But let's also focus on chat. Chat! We're going to be taking a question from you. So, 일단 저희 크리에이터분들이랑 굉장히 많이
네네.
나눴으니까 채팅에서도 한번
예.
네, 한번 뽑아 볼까요? 네. 이것도 나오네요. 여쭤봐도 되나요? This is of course much requested. I can't. 콜라보 한번 여쭤보겠습니다. 자, 말씀해 주세요.
컨택하고 있습니다. 컨택하는 단계라서
네.
아직은 좀 제 구체적으로 말씀하기는 어렵지만 저희가 컨택이 돼서 이제 성사가 되는 대로 소개해 드릴 테니 좀만 기다려. 저희 열심히 컨택하고 있거든요.
저번에 들었던 답 같은데요.
근데
알겠습니다. 예. So they're in contact with some of the collabs, but nothing final, nothing made, nothing concrete. So he wants to. That is it. That is about the answer that we got. Another question. Just one more. 맞다. 이거 진짜 많았습니다. 그 기어 서브스탯
네네네.
뭔가 하나 고정이나 리롤이나 이런 게 없으니까 너무 나오는 건 안 나오고 돌리는 게 너무 힘들다 안 맞다라는 질문이 있었거든요. 잠깐 영어로 먼저 하겠습니다.
네네네.
So I got the chat. The equipment substat. Is there a plan of having one like the lock or like a reroll or any type of function in the future? Because substats are very hard to get it perfectly.
네, 이번 반주년 업데이트를 같이 나면 이제 기억의 조각 개선에 관해서도 좀 집중적으로 개선을 할 예정입니다. 네. 당연히 그런 요소 필요하고요. 그거보다 더 과감한 개선까지 할 지금 계획 중에 있습니다.
정말요?
네.
과감한. 일단은 훨씬 더 기어를 맞추기 조금 더 편해지는 그런
맞습니다.
게 오나요? 알겠습니다. Certainly, they already have plans for season 3, and the anniversary will have a lot more details of reducing down memory fragment. I know it's a pain in the butt to collect the perfect substats, and also they have a lot more bold plans of making it a lot more easier to get your substats for the perfect set for the combatant. He has mentioned not just that, another bold moves or changes to the memory fragments. So very good question. Very good, Chad. You're on fire. Very good question. Very good question. Let's just have one more. One more. 그리고 또 이거 one more. 어떻게 또 눈에 뜨시는 게 좀 있을까요?
버프밖에 다 눈에 안 띄어.
just buff Yuki. Yuki 버프는 말.
그러니까 다 전투.
Yuki buff's coming, guys. It's mentioned in the dev notes. So many Yuki lovers out there. 카드 애니메이션 좀 추가해달라고 이런 거.
네네. 그거는 저희가.
에피톤 센터 스토리를 원하시는 분들도 있습니다. 좀 더 스토리가 필요한 것 같습니다.
설정적인 보강은 계속해 나가야죠. 네. 그건
So Epitone Center, I read that chat. They will be adding a lot more settings, a lot more story, background information to in game as they are having, and the production is telling me to finish. So I think everyone's getting hungry. They want to go home, but not me, guys. I will take one more question. 하나 더 괜찮아요?
네네.
네, 죄송합니다.
좀 답변해 드릴 수
one more
있는 거.
question. 전투 속도도 살짝 올려달라는 말이 있었거든요. 예, battle speed 1.5 or 2 times. 너무 많은 걸 원하는 거죠.
아니요.
4월
18일 기대해 주십시오.
battle speed April 18th. They have battle speed, guys. For the 굉장히 날카로운데요. The chats very sharp. You guys are nailing it. And that'll be the last question, guys. Unfortunately, I know you want to ask so many questions, but a lot of questions that you guys will have will be answered. It feels like in April 18th showcase half-year anniversary. I'm pretty sure Cosmic WG Genozad, you guys will also be watching it live. No pressure. But there's nothing better to do on that day anyhow for me. So I'll be watching that as well. 피디님 또 이렇게 저희 마무리하기 전에 마지막으로 좀 하실 말 있으시면 부탁드립니다.
언제나 좀 속 시원하게 답변해 드리려고 하는데
네.
오늘 이 시간이 좀 그렇게 되셨을지 모르겠지만 4월 18일 쇼케이스에서 그 모든 것들을 더 상세하게 확인할 수 있으니까 4월 18일 쇼케이스 꼭 좀 기다려 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네. Thank you everyone who's been watching. I wanted to spread out a lot more information, but there are things to be held until the marked date of the showcase. So be sure to mark your calendar and catch every little detail because it's going to be one heck of a show. That's what the director 승현 Choi said. 네, 디렉터님 이렇게 모시게 돼서 굉장히 반갑고요.
아닙니다. 감사합니다.
또 언제든지 기회가 되면은 또
네.
오시는 걸로 하겠습니다. Thank you so much, director, and as well as our favorite content CG and content creators, Cosmic WG Genozad. Thank you so much for joining us live today. I know it was a bit long. You guys had to wait for a long time. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you everyone who's watching. Also, who's watching the VOD. April 18th is the date. Please mark it. Don't miss it. A whole lot of things will be revealed, and that's the hype date. Get ready for the anniversary, 0.5 anniversary very soon, and we will be back next time with more Galactic News Network. But for now, enjoy the cookie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
愛が見えません。